Taking a look at this example that I have in front of you. At the bottom, I have a couple problems. They're labeled A through G, and I've given you different angles to look at. What I'd like you to do is go through and using these four words, what kind of angles, what kind of relationship are we seeing between the two angles? Corresponding, alternate interior, and alternate exterior are what we've talked about today. Vertical came from the other day. Vertical would be, and I'll do this as an example for you. Vertical would be an example of 1 and 3. They're both in the same realm of these numbers. This is obtuse. This is obtuse. If you remember from the video, these were colored, I believe, yellow. These were colored orange from the other end puzzle. These two would be vertical. I'd like you to go through, see if you can figure out the rest of these in order. One and 5 would be corresponding. 1 and 5 are corresponding because if you think about this line and this line being the same, angle 1 is kind of in the top left, so is angle 5. Those would be corresponding. Try the next one. 4 and 6, if you think about this being the inside of these lines, this being the outside, 4 and 6 are both on the inside. So I already have a clue for them being interior. One of them, 4, is on this side of the line, 6 is on this side of the line. So 4 and 6 would be alternate interior, and we can abbreviate that. Try the next two. 2 and 8, 2 is on the outside of this line, 8 is on the outside of this line. They're also alternating. 2 is on this side, 8 is on this side. I would call these alternate exterior. 3 and 7 are both in the same place. 3 is in kind of the bottom of these numbers and to the right. 7 is in the bottom of these and to the right. So because these are both in the same location, they're both the same obtuse angle, I can call these corresponding. Three and 5 are our other alternate interior. 3 is on this side, 5 is on this side. They're alternating. They're both inside, so these would be alternate interior. The last set, 4 and 8. 4 is on the bottom and to the left. 8 is also bottom and to the left. These would be corresponding. They're in the same location of their line. 4 here, 8 here. And they're both acute. These problems, what I'd like you to try is see if you can figure out the three lines that are going, the three angles that are going to be congruent to the angle I've given you. So for example, this first one, I'm looking for other angles that are going to have the same measurement as angle 1. So my hint is take a look and see which other angles. Angle 1 is obtuse. It's opening very large. See what other numbers are opening large. That's what you're going to want to write down. The thing is, you're going to have to know why they are congruent. So I need the numbers, but I also need the reason. So I'll do the first one with you. This is obtuse. So is angle 3. They're going to be the same. So I'm going to write angle 3. And these are going to be vertical because if you think back to that Ed puzzle the other day, 1 and 3 would be colored orange, 4 and 2 would be colored yellow. So I could say angle 3, they are a vertical congruency. The other two angles that work in either order are angle 5 and angle 7. They're also these large obtuse angles. Angle 5 is going to be congruent because it's corresponding. Angle 1 is in the top two numbers to the left, 5 is in the top two numbers to the left. So this one is going to be corresponding. Seven is going to be alternate exterior. 1 is on this side to the left on the outside. 7 is on the other side of the outside. So this would be alternate exterior. With these, we're looking at angle Z, which is going to be over here. If you notice, it's our other obtuse or larger than 90-degree angle. See if you can figure out the three that go with that in any order. First one I saw was angle Y down here. That's also obtuse. That would be a vertical congruency. The second one that I saw was angle R up here. That would be corresponding because Z and R are in the same location. They're both top left, top left. The last one that I found was angle T. It's the other obtuse angle. And this one is going to be alternate interior. Inside these two lines, Z is on one side, T is on the other. They're both the obtuse angles, so I can call this alternate interior. Down here, this is similar to what we did on the front side where I plugged in a number. See if you can figure out what number would go. We'll call this part angle 1 and this part angle 2. See if you can figure out what measurement those would be. Both of those, because these are vertical angles, these would be alternate interior. These would be alternate interior. All of these are going to be also 150 degrees. If a straight line makes 180 and I have 150, I just need to figure out what number plugs into the rest of all of these angles. See if you can figure out which number by taking 180 and subtracting the 150 we already have. When you do that, 180 minus 150 is going to be 30 is what remains. So this would be 30, this would be 30, so would this, and so would this. If you notice, this is the exact same problem from the other paper. We only have two numbers, 150 and 30. We just need to know where they go and why they're able to do the same thing. See if you can figure out how this one's going to work. The last one with the 25 degrees, if you notice, it's the only number that you have. So I would start by figuring out which one of these, and I'm just going to start labeling them. We'll call this 2, we'll call this 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We'll go through and see if we can rapid fire figure these out. See if you can start with angle 2. See if you can figure out what that one would be. This one would be 25 degrees. It's our other, it would be an alternate exterior. This is on the right, this is on the left. See if you can figure out 3. 3 is also going to be 25 degrees. Here, it's because it's vertical. Here, it's because they're corresponding. 4, if you notice, is an obtuse angle. 25 is an acute. So I need to figure out what other number goes here. I can take that 180, subtract the 25 that I've been working with, and I'm going to get 155 is what my obtuse angle would be. So this is going to be 155. Five is also going to be 155 degrees because these are going to be vertical. 7 is also going to be 155, not just because it's obtuse, but here, these two are corresponding. They're both in the same location on the left side. These are alternate interior. 7 and 5 would be alternate interior. Angle 8 would also be 155 because it's obtuse. Here they're vertical. Here we have alternate exterior. Here we have corresponding. Last one, angle 6, this would go back to our 25 degrees because it is corresponding here, alternate interior here, corresponding.